Jack Palance was a legendary character actor in Hollywood for more than 50 years. Even though he wasn't often the center of attention, his attractive appearance and impressive talent got our attention. Given how strange and odd-looking he was, it's astonishing he made it this far. His voice had a sinister leer, and his voice had an accusatory hiss. He was typically the largest and sturdiest person in any room, and he had a particularly odd face, flat and chiseled, with very high cheekbones that always made me think of Mrs. Pruneface from the Dick Tracy villainy. He had such a strange appearance that studio publicists made up a tale about how he underwent reconstructive surgery to make up for wounds he had received while jumping out of a flaming bomber during the war. It turns out that he only received brutal beatings in the boxing ring. While serving in the military, Palance donned the gloves, both as an amateur and as a professional boxer, going by the name Jack Brazo. As Marlon Brando's substitute in the original Broadway production of Streetcar named Desire, Palance gained experience in his field of study. Then came 3 more roles. In the most scandalous gossip journal in the history of the planet, he had a startling article. It focused on sensational articles about infidelity in marriage, homosexuality, miscegenation, and other controversial subjects. Confidential had a circulation of 5 million and its height in the middle of the 1950s, which was more than Time magazine. Every month when the magazine was scheduled for distribution, stomachs started to spin. Who among us would participate this time? But what was his story about? Jack Palance was a featured character in the article, Shh, Do You Know What's New with Jack Palance? It was stated in the report that Palance was just as mean offstage as on, and that the majority of his punches have been aimed at the opposite sex, where there isn't much chance of getting hit back. She was merely referred to as a brunette babe who collaborated with him on one of his films. Neither the fortunate victim of this specific episode nor the film in which the two appeared were given names. According to the report, Palance and the woman went out for dinner and drinks one night at the Malibu Lounge. It describes a seduction scene that the woman was unprepared for as the couple then retired to one of the bungalows behind the restaurant. Palance responded to her rejection of his approaches with one of his trademark snarls. You know what you came here for. Palance had his muscular ways. It also stated that the duo didn't leave the bungalow until the next morning, even though the woman had a run-in with the rock and sock'em Palance. The article's conclusion notes that she was later spotted out on a date with that gentleman who evidently does know how to manage ladies. It's unclear whether the woman in issue was pleased with Palance's masculine behavior in this case. Click here to watch this video next.